if you are in a relationship with someone or you're in a friendship relationship with someone whose core values do not match with yours, you're most likely people pleasing your way through that relationship. It's a hard fact of life that some people can only be friends with you when there is something sad happening in your life. Throw the whole friendship away. Can you say that mango tree is getting really populated now? That's exactly where they belong. Welcome to this very important episode where we will be doing a spring cleaning on your friends list. Yes, I promised that to you last week, and if you didn't watch the episode before this one, I'm going to link it somewhere in the description box. You should totally check it out. I need you to look at this as your all-in-one checklist for selecting your friends going forward. If I were you, I'll get a pen and a paper because it's about to be really good. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so now. This is a good time to do that. And also hit the notification bell so you can get notifications the moment I post a video. I post new videos every Friday that is guaranteed to help you move further, faster in the path of your purpose. So get your pen and paper ready. Let's start. Number one condition for your friendships. Ask yourself, do our core values match? Guys, it's crazy work to me when I see people who say things like, oh, we've been best friends for 10 years, we've been best friends since high school, and we're now 30, 40, 45, and you guys don't have any core value in common. Sometimes the only value you have in common is that you're both women. It is crazy work for me because that is a surefire proof or sign that that relationship is a ticking time bomb. It's going to explode in your face in a matter of time. Chances are, if you are in a relationship with someone or you're in a friendship relationship with someone whose core values do not match with yours, you're most likely people pleasing your way through that relationship. Belonging to a friendship relationship should never cost you your core values. So ask yourself, do we have the same? Write your core values down. Maybe God, family, peace. Ask yourself, does this person's core values tie with mine? You don't even need to ask a person what their core values are. Just think about it. What are the things you hold dear? Do they hold the same thing dear? Are you too much for them? When you talk about going to church or talk about your commitment to God, I beg, calm down, I beg, chill. How is that person your bestie, please? Fix up. Question 2. What do you guys bond over? Guys, this is very serious. When you sit with this friend of yours, when you chat with them, when you call them, what do you guys bond over? Is it information sharing? Irrelevant information sharing, what you guys know as gossip. It's very important that the seriousness of your friendship is gauged based on the things you bond over. Anybody you don't bond over deep things with should not be in your core friendships, if you ask me. Remember the analogy we gave last week about your life being a house, and some people should just be under the mango tree in the compound, like we say in Nigeria, and you should just bring plastic chair for them outside, and all of you should sit down and share Fanta. And then when you finish drinking Fanta or whatever, they turn back and face the gate and go home. They have no business knowing what your decor in your living room looks like. Exactly. What you bond over in your relationships is a key pointer to the kind of friendships and the kind of relationships you have with that person. Question 3. How do they respond to your success? Guys, this is so important. I know, everything is important. I read something somewhere some time ago that it is easier to find people who will cry with you than it is to find people who would laugh and rejoice with you. It's a hard fact of life that some people can only be friends with you when there is something sad happening in your life, where they have to encourage you, inspire you, hug you, cry with you. And as noble as that sounds, if that person doesn't have the exact opposite reaction when you have good news, that person has no business being called your core friend. Period. If you're not comfortable enough to go full length in the description of the details of your success to your friend without worrying that they might become uncomfortable, they might become jealous, they might become cold, then you don't have a friend in that person. You're wasting your time. You are wasting your time. Now, talking about negative reactions to your success, if they diminish your results, they diminish your testimonies and say, oh, I know someone else who did that. Oh, my cousin did that when she was 20 or something like that. They try to make it look like, oh, it's commonplace. And or if they're the type to begin to tell you all the downsides to this thing you now have, there's a problem. You bought a new car. It's nice, so it's nice. Congratulations. One of my uncles or one of my aunties or one of my friends, my childhood friends, bought this car and it stressed the living daylight out of her. Why do we need to know that now? Why do we need to know that now? Your friend already bought the car. If you feel the need to give one reason why this might be a bad thing, especially if generally it's not. We're not saying, oh, I stole or something. It was a noble thing you did. And your friend always finds a way to diminish it, always finds a way to tell you one downside. That means it's going to be, your life is about to get really crazy. It's going to be very difficult for you to now begin to do this and do that. That's their immediate response to something you brought to them, good news you brought to them, excited about. Throw the whole friendship away. Okay, maybe not throw it away. Just move them away from your bedroom, from the group of people where you share good news, and move them to that mango tree. Can you say that mango tree is getting really populated now? Really, really populated. You're literally decongesting your house and sending all these people out there because that's exactly where they belong. I should also add on this point that any friend that quietly compares themselves with you or to you is a red flag, my friends. It is. It's not flattery. Not all jealousy is loud. And one thing you should know is that quiet comparisons will eventually destroy your relationship. So I hope you're discerning enough to spot it quickly if they're quietly comparing themselves with you. Let it go. Question 4. Do they respect your boundaries? Boundaries make for a healthy relationship. Anybody that downplays your boundaries, that doesn't acknowledge it. Of course, there might be times like SOS situations, emergency situations, where you might have to, make room and create exceptions. Maybe you need to be in this place at this time. You need to be doing this for yourself, for your personal development, and your friend needs you. That's completely different. Emphasis on need, not just a waste of your time, something that could be achieved at another time and without it being at the expense of your personal development, for example, or your spiritual life, for example. Your friends must respect your boundaries, and you too, you must respect your friends' boundaries. If you've communicated time and again how you would like to be treated, how you like things to be handled, and they continuously overlook it, apologize, but repeat the same action, or outrightly mock you for your boundaries, do I need to tell you? Throw the whole thing away. Throw it. In fact, this one should be outside your gate, not under the mango tree. Outside your gate, outside your estate gates. Because a person that doesn't respect your boundaries doesn't really like you. No, they don't like you. They just want you to be in their lives for their own pleasure, and they don't care what it's costing you. You don't need those kind of people around you. So that friend that makes passive-aggressive jokes, that makes snide remarks about your consecrations, about your commitments, the good ones, of course, about your boundaries, yeah, that's a red flag. In case you didn't get what I've been saying since morning, that friend is a red flag. Do something about it quickly. Question 5 is the authenticity question. Can you be your authentic, true self around your friend? Or do you have to always bring your better foot forward? Does your friendship look better on the gram than it is in real life? There are many friendships and many relationships, I dare say, that you admire on the internet, only to come up close and personal, and it's just branding. It's just good old branding. There's nothing real going on there. So if you cannot be authentic with your friend, what are you doing in that friendship? What are you doing there? That friend that is your friend just because it makes good branding, it's not your friend, and you're not being a good person. Yeah, I'm telling you. So you see, not everything is your friend's fault. Sometimes it's just you. They probably think they are your friends and you're their friends, but you know that you're just with them for the branding purposes. Not correct. A la poubelle. Throw the whole thing away. A friend you cannot be authentic around is not your friend, okay? The next question is the intimacy question. I know you're probably thinking, intimacy, are we talking husband and wife? No. We live in a very, very absorbed world, and it is such a blessing to have that one friend that actually sees you. It's one of the greatest blessings of your life. To have a friend who sees you past the layers, not because you're trying to be a mystery, but because sometimes it's just convenient to put everybody in a box. It's just easier to deal with people when they're in boxes. But what happens when there are different layers to your life? Do you have friends that really see you and see those layers? Or are they just surface level friends? No friend that cannot pass the test of intimacy should be in the bedroom of your life. Bedroom is for intimacy, don't forget. For most of us, we've played therapist, rescuer all our lives. We don't even know what it feels like to have genuine friends. A friend that's just your friend so that they can reach you on a speed dial when the going is bad isn't really your friend. They don't care about you. They're self-absorbed. And if you are that friend, do better. That friend that you always call, that always has a word of encouragement, that always has a word of advice, that always cheers you up, lifts you up, shows you a specific perspective. Do you check in on them? We have a whole episode where we're going to be talking about how to be a good friend, but I think this is a good place to ask yourself that question. My therapist friend, do I see them? Trust me, most of the people that have the best advice to give you from a place of brokenness and personal wounds that you may never know if you don't look closely enough. And that's a fact. And if I just described you, I hope you find a friend that truly sees you. They're there. They're very few, but they're in the world somewhere. And I hope you gravitate towards them and they gravitate towards you. And I hope you can recognize them when they come. And I hope you're vulnerable enough to let them into your life, because you're going to drastically change your life. Which brings me to number 7, I guess. Number 7, yes. Is your friendship a one-way street or a two-way street? That's self-explanatory. Ask yourself, are you giving more into this relationship than your friend is giving into the relationship? Pay attention to the fact that I didn't say, are you giving more than you are getting? I said, are you giving into the relationship much more than your friend is giving? Because true friendship really is a game of giving, I would say, where two people or more, depending on how large the community is looking to give and give and give to the other person. Of course, they all hope to receive, but primarily, we're in relationships to give. Give your time, give your love, give your loyalty, give your commitment, give your funds, give your attention. You get my point, right? Now, if you are in a relationship where you're the only one that gives and the other person is just a receiver, a very passionate receiver, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You don't have friends. Ask yourself this question. If you stopped trying, if you stopped giving, if you stopped showing up and you mirrored how they behave to you, would you still have a friendship with that person? If the answer is no, you already know what to do. If the vibe is right, you guys just have good vibes and all of that, but they don't give anything in their relationship. They don't give time. They don't have time. They don't have anything. If the vibe is right, yeah, send them to under the mango tree. But if there's nothing there, nothing for you, no vibes, every time they call you is because they have a problem, because they want you to pray for them, they want you to be prophetic, they want you to encourage them. That's all. Girl or boy, throw the whole thing out, I'd say. Oh, well, yeah, throw the whole thing out, please. That's my final answer. Throw the whole thing out. Question 8. Do you have mutual respect for one another in your friendship? Or does it feel like they're doing you a favor to have you in their lives? Is it a privilege for you to be friends with them? Under no circumstance should you be in a relationship with someone who thinks they're doing you a favor, an upgrade by being your friend. It's the biggest insult ever. If Jesus left the glories of heaven, came to this filthy earth, think about the waste disposal system and all of that 2026 years ago in the gutters. He left the glory of heaven to the gutters, literally, for you. And somebody else in this world thinks that they're doing you a favor by being your friend, and you two, you are still there. You need king. You need king, and that king is coming. If you're in a relationship with someone that you think I'm just doing you a favor, the fact that I'm in your life is a privilege. If not for me, please pack out. You are not Jehovah anything. Like I said some episodes ago, you're not Jehovah anything to anybody, and nobody is Jehovah anything to you. It should always be a game of mutual respect, mutual appreciation for one another in the relationship, never one-sided. So you already know what to do with that kind of relationship. A la poubelle, straight into the bin. Okay. Question 9. Does this friend encourage you to live a fuller life? Now, we talked about having friends that can see you, but if we take it a notch further, do your friends encourage you to live out the many things that they see you can't do? In my opinion, one of the most unfortunate things about life is that your gift is usually in your blind spot. Because it comes so naturally to you, you might not realize that this is something fantastic. However, if you're surrounded by people or just one person who sees the greatness in you, who sees that this ability to host is not normal, who sees that this ability to just listen to people and proffer solutions is not normal, I think you will make for a very good therapist or life coach or this or that, who thinks you have an amazing voice, you should be on TV or radio. Do your friends see the extra factor in you, and do they speak to it? Now, speaking of extra factor, I'm not talking of the one friend that follows you and deceives you into believing that you're the best performer in the world after Michael Jackson, or you have the better voice than Mariah Carey or CeCe Winans when you can't sing to save your life. And then when people are giving you honest criticism, they're telling you, don't mind them, they are haters. No. I'm not talking of the people that lie to you. No, we're talking about people who know how to spot the best in you. Do your friends see the extra factor in you, or are you just another person to them? I hope and pray, for what it's worth, that every talented person listening to me, gifted in one way or the other and second guessing themselves, I pray and I hope with you that you find that one person that's able to speak to the greatness in you, so that you can come out of obscurity and be everything God has called you to be, in Jesus' name. Shout a loud amen. The very last question, question 10, is how do you handle conflict? Oh yes. How do you handle conflict in your relationships? I know some faith people like to say, oh, we've never had any problem, we've never had any conflict, we've just been, and I just think, really, well, I don't know about that, but I know that where two people from different backgrounds, different experiences, different upbringings, even your siblings, think about it. Your siblings that have come from same parents, same background, same upbringing, sometimes you have differing opinions, right? And sometimes even conflict, disagreements. I didn't say fighting or arguments. I said disagreements. They are normal and they're healthy, if you ask me, because these are the things that help you know and understand each other better. Now, when you're in the place of conflict, how do you handle it in your relationship, in your friendship? How do you do conflict management? Do you just shut down? Or does your friend just shut down? Does it become a toxic silence game? First to break the silent treatment. I just think that's very immature. If you're not 13 and you still do the silent treatment, I'm sorry, you need help. And fast. Because the world is not going to wait for you to grow up. Everything is happening very fast all around you. You need to learn how to communicate. Now, for some people, it might have come as a result of, abuse from childhood traumas and all that. But as an adult, you should learn to communicate with your friends or with the people in your life. Communicate in a way. Maybe we'll do another episode on how to handle conflicts like a pro, right? And how to move from a place of conflict to a place of better understanding and love and even strength in your relationships. Anybody that uses mockery, shaming, passive aggressivity in their communications with you as your friend when there is a conflict or a disagreement, needs some growing up to do. Now, you might not throw these ones away. You might need to sit with them and make them realize, listen, we're adults and this is normal. I need you to communicate to me if I've done something to you, if I said something to you didn't quite like. There's no need to shut down. Just communicate, talk. And then you too, when they talk to you, don't stonewall as well and don't try to be defensive. In your relationships, I would say here, strive to see the point the other person is making always, right? Listen to understand. Topic for another day. But if you're in a friendship relationship with someone and you walk on eggshells around them because you don't know how they would take something they did you don't like, yeah, you need to talk to them about it. And if they don't see a problem with it, then maybe you need to move them outside to under the mango tree where there will be no conflicts and you guys are just very casual and very surface level. But if you're going to go deep in friendship with someone, yeah, you're going to ruffle your feathers. Right, so there we have it, the 10. I don't think it gets any better than that. Those are the 10 most important questions to ask yourself in classifying your friendships. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, fine, so clearly most of my friends don't belong in the bedroom based on everything you've said. What do I do? Question 1, do they share same core values as you? If they don't share same core values as you, there's no need to have this conversation with them. Just nicely move them away. If they share the same core values as you and the problem is that they do not know how to communicate when they're hurt, disappointed, things like that, you could bring it up in a, in a relaxed environment and just say to them, listen, I want us to roll deep. And but I see that this is this is a clog in the wheel of our friendship and relationship, and see how they handle it. For the rest of them, really, those are like the basics. The other 9 points are basics. If the answer is no for core values and any 1, 2, 3 of the others, then they don't need to be in your core circle. Sorry, not sorry, but it is what it is. If you do this, you'll be able to save yourself from unnecessary friendship heartbreaks. Okay, that's the end of this episode. If you have any questions, you already know what to do. If you have any other points, you already know what to do. Fill it in the comment section. If there are other questions you think would be good to ask your friends, put it in the comment section. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. The take home for today's video would be your friendship standards are not too high. You're not too high. You're not asking for too much. If you're asking for these, you're not asking for too much. So maintain them and hopefully the good ones will gravitate to you. Until next week, have a fantastic rest of the day. Toodles.